What I can tell you is that this morning at 2:40 a.m., our patrol officers responded to a shooting call at the Circle K behind me, which is 8140 East Indian School. Officers arrived and they found 2 adult males that were deceased from gunshot wounds and a third adult male that had a gunshot wound and was in serious condition. That third male was taken to a local hospital and is currently receiving treatment. Detectives have arrived and they've begun their investigation. I can tell you that we're in the early stages of this investigation, so the details that I can release at this time are as follows. We had an adult male that entered the Circle K to commit an armed robbery. He approached the clerk and he fired several rounds at the clerk during the robbery when he was obtaining money. During that time, an innocent bystander, another adult male, entered the store. The suspect fired at that individual and killed him inside the store. After that happened, the clerk was able to flee uninjured out the back. The suspect then left the store, and as the suspect left the store, a second bystander engaged the suspect in gunfire, and a gunfight ensued. The suspect was killed at the scene, and the second bystander was struck, and he remained at the scene. As I said earlier, that bystander was taken to the hospital. I can tell you that detectives have learned that the suspect involved in this incident committed 2 other armed robberies this evening. One was at 11:45 at the Circle K located at 101 in Shea. A round or several rounds were fired at that location. The suspect was also involved in another armed robbery in Mesa at 1550 North Country Club, and rounds were fired at that location as well. I do know that the other 2 armed robberies involved no injuries to clerks or other bystanders. At this time, that's all we have for information. I'll take your questions.
Can we just get the addresses real quick on the 2 other ones? Or Mesa at where?
Mesa's location was 1550 North Country Club. That was a Circle K. And the other Circle K was in Scottsdale. That one was located generally in the area of 101 and Shea.
Is that also a Circle K, you said?
Yes, all 3 businesses were Circle Ks.
Shots fired, no one injured on either of those?
All 3 of them. Well, I mean, the other 2, no one was injured, yes.
Okay. And the one in Mesa, was that last night or this morning?
The one in Mesa, I'm sorry if I didn't give the time, that was 2:15 a.m.
So first was Loop 101
and Shea and Scottsdale.
Then Mesa, and then
Correct.
here. Okay. So you
What
said
time was
this
the Scottsdale one?
Scottsdale one was at 11:45 p.m. and the Mesa incident occurred at 2:15 a.m.
Any description on the suspect?
I can just tell you an adult male right now, and the investigators are still piecing together the evidence right now. So.
Can you be clear?
Wow, a crazy and heartbreaking scene.
Yes,
So
those
just to
rounds were
recap
fired
what
in the ear of the
happened,
clerk.
Scottsdale police say an armed robbery was taking place at a Circle K this morning. The suspect started shooting at the clerk. The clerk was able to get away without being harmed. However, a customer had walked into that Circle K who was then shot and killed by the suspect. As the suspect was leaving, he was confronted by another customer with a gun. There was a shootout that ensued, and the suspect was shot and killed. That other customer, second customer, was injured. So we'll continue to follow the details. Apparently this was after an armed robbery spree that spanned the valley. So we will continue gathering details. We will bring you more after the break right here on Good Morning Arizona.